Hello and welcome to the video. In this video I'm going to talk about how to set up flight modes in things like iNav, and what we'll do is we'll set it up on the radio. I'll show you the way that I do it, and then we'll jump into iNav and I'll show you how I set it up in the sliders as well. Now, I'm making this video because a couple of pilots have been in touch asking for the information, and thinking about it, it's a really good thing to show because it's one of those things that tends to get skipped over because we've all been setting it up for so long. That is, unless you're a new pilot to the hobby. So this is for a gentleman called Captain Slow, and the other one is for a gentleman called Joe Naylor. So hopefully, guys, this is going to answer the question for you, but also give some information for others as well. Now, these kind of tips and tricks that I'm going to go through on the radio, again, are just the way that I set it up. Everyone has their own particular way of doing it. I would recommend always setting up your flight mode on the same switch that you use for beta flight or other flight modes on other flight controllers. And I'd also recommend using the arming switch on the same switch that you'd use in Betaflight as well. If you're coming from quadcopters into fixed wing in particular, you'll tend to reach for the same buttons when you get into trouble. So have those as the ones that you can go to, because subconsciously those are the ones that you go to when you think, oh, I want to change into rate mode now. That's the switch. Keep it on the same switches. So with all that said, let me jump onto the radio. Let's set that up first and then plug it into iNav and show you the other side. So before we go through the steps to create the model on the radio, let me show you the one that I'm using to fly the Bixler that we built in the iNav 2.1 build. Now, the great thing about iNav is once you have created the model memory, you can just copy it from one place to another. So irrespective of whether you're flying quads or wings or planes like a Bixler, because iNav is the piece of technology that's doing all the smart stuff, you can use pretty much the same model memory. Now, I've got this set up with some audio announcements and flight modes on the front, kind of give me an idea which flight mode I'm in. All that stuff is covered in the OpenTX Mix School. I'm not going to cover it here. I'll just show you the basic setup so that you can get the flight mode you want. But the way that I set my radio up is my arming switch is this one on the right, and the flight modes is normally this one here on the left, and that's what it's always been since my very early days of flying, so that's what I expect on every model.
Horizon mode, loiter mode, horizon mode, normal mode.
Now, those flight modes that the radio are talking about aren't set on here. All it is just playing an audio file, and I'm going to match those settings with the ones on the far end. I also have one additional switch on the corner that I've got set up.
Launch mode. Launch mode.
And that's handy to have because you tend to find that you need another switch for things like servo auto trim or maybe auto tune or those kind of things. So let me create a brand new model. So what we're going to do is we're going to press menu, we're going to find an empty spot, and rather than just copy one of these other models and then rename it and bind it to the receiver, which is what I'd normally do for a new iNav model these days, we'll create it from scratch. So we'll press and hold enter, hit enter again to create the model. We're just going to select a multi-rotor model. The reason for that is it's going to give us the best set of everything. And we're just going to go through with page, accept all of the defaults, and then hit enter to confirm. So to look at all the individual pieces in the model, we're going to press the menu button, and then we're going to press page, and then we have 14 pages of stuff we can look at. Now, looking into the inputs, we have the standard 4 controls, but we need a few more than that. So what I'm going to do is in here, I'm going to go down channel 5, press and hold the enter key, and I'm going to create a switch that will do arming. And then I'm going to select this switch on the corner that I normally use, hit enter and come out of that. That'll work. I'm going to then select channel 6, and I'm going to have this as my mode switch. This time I'm going to select and just move the switch that I'm interested in. So that's that piece done. This time though, I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to reduce the weight to 60. And I'm going to reduce the offset to -30. Now the reason for this is that what I'm actually doing here is I want to have one channel on the radio control all the flight modes, but control all of them with different switches. So the way I tend to do it is this switch here is going to be my 3 flight modes, whatever they're going to be. As we talked about in the series, I normally want them to be manual mode, maybe stabilize mode or angle mode. And the top for me is normally loiter, so I can park the plane, maybe if I'm changing the battery on the goggles or I'm handing it over to another pilot. But also, I like this switch in the very top position to be my oh dear switch, and that's going to initiate the return to home, and that's my arming switch, if you remember that. And then we have one more at the back. So we're going to come back to that in a minute, so I'll explain what we're doing in more detail. Channel 7, we'll just set this up as the auxiliary control. Again, we'll select that back switch that I quite like. Okay, so there are the additional modes that we're going to have. Now, channel 6 is my flight modes, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to zoom across into special functions, and we're going to create a special function. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the switch in the very top position, and this is the arming switch. So this is a 3 position switch. We're going to have it so in the very bottom position it is disarmed, middle position is armed, top position is armed, and return to home. And this time we're going to have it overriding channel 6, which is the mode switch, if you remember that, is going to be something like, I don't know, 80, something like that will be fine. Something above the value that it's going to go through by default. Make sure the tick is done. So if I just press the page key until we get into the channel order, there's all the different channels, and we can see that there's my arming switch moving, 3 position switch. You'll see that there's an auxiliary switch at the bottom, which is the one I'm going to use for auto tune or servo auto trim, whatever, when I'm flying. And then channel 6 is the 3 position switch, and you can see it has 3 positions, but they don't go all the way. So I can have a manual mode, I can have a angle mode, I can have a loiter mode, and then with the arming switch in the top position, watch what happens to channel 6. That's my oh dear switch, still going to be armed. I'll set it up like that, and that's my return to home. So now the radio setup, let's jump on iNav, because this next bit is really easy. We've just done all the hard stuff, and again, once you've made this model once on the radio, just keep it and copy it to other model memories when you create another iNav build. So here we are inside iNav. This is a brand new flight controller. I've just bound the radio to it, so it's all set, but I haven't done anything else. You can see that the flight modes here are completely empty. If I jump into the receiver tab and move the switches on the radio, you can see them moving. So that's my 3 position switch, which is my main 3 flight modes. That's my arming switch, which also gives me the extra flight mode for oh dear return to home, and I have the extra auxiliary switch just there doing its own thing. So what we'll do then is we'll start setting everything up in modes. Now, to add a flight mode is relatively easy. You just click add range and then move the control that you're interested in, and you should see it moving. There we go. Channel 5 is our arm switch. If you're ever not sure, just go back into receiver and wiggle the switch you're interested in and see which channel is moving. Now, channel 5 is my arm switch, so that's the one I'm interested in. So we'll go back into modes, add range, click channel 5, and we're going to have the top 2 positions as armed. So in the bottom position on the radio, it's not armed. Middle position and top position, it is. Click save for that. In my standard modes switch, which is going to be channel 6, and again, if we jump back to receiver, you can see it moving. So we're going to go into modes again. This time we're going to have, in the bottom position, we're going to have it as manual. So scroll down, we'll find it. So channel 6 in the lowest position, and that little blue thing that's wiggling around there is the receiver channel position. So as I flick the switch, you can see it moving around. So we want to bracket the position that it is, so when it's in that position, that's the flight mode that's selected. So if I click save, you'll see now it's blue, and as I move the control switch out of that position, it disappears. So in the next position up, the middle position for the switch, which is there, I want that to be something like angle mode. So if I go back to the top, there it is, and move it into that middle position, make sure it's channel 6, middle position, we'll bracket that, give it a little bit each side, and then if accidentally do something on the radio, it will still catch. There we go, click save. So bottom position is manual mode, mid position is angle. Top position for me, I like as the nav loiter or position hold. So in the very top position on channel 6, I want it to be like that. Save. Now it won't blue at the moment because the GPS isn't right, but there we go. That's our 3 positions for that done. Now the other thing we have, of course, is we have this extra bit where in the very top position, if we go back into the receiver tab, if the arming switch does a couple of things the way I like it set up. Middle position is armed and we're all tickety boo. Top position, which is my oh dear, something horrible's happened, also flicks channel 6 into a high position as well. And channel 6 is the one we've just set up with all the different flight modes. So the way I do that is find GPS, there we are, nav return to home, channel 6, which is way up there because that's what we set it to. And I'll move it all the way back, click save, and now it will jump to that position when I hit my oh dear switch on the radio. Last thing then, I have one more channel that I use, which is channel 7, which we set up, which I use for things like servo, auto trim, auto tune, that kind of stuff. So in channel 7, what we'll do is servo auto trim is the one I would probably use first. Channel 7, move it into the position I want to activate it on, put the bars around it, click save, and there's servo auto trim turning on and off. So that's the way I do it. That's how I set it up. Hopefully that's interesting for those of you that are interested in iNav. But again, you don't have to go through all this messing about every time you set up an iNav model. Once you've got it the way you like and the switches are in the places that you need them, just copy that model to a new location, bind it to the new receiver in the new iNav build, and then just set it up in the iNav interface like we have just done, and it is an awful lot quicker. I also have a couple of tricks for doing ArduPilot builds as well, so if you're interested in me showing how I do that on radios like the Taranis, pop a comment down below and I'll make another video. Thanks for watching the video and watching right to the very end. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you like the video and like what I'm doing here, then hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon too. If you really like what I'm doing, you can go the extra mile and become one of my Patreons for access to me directly for support, and also giveaways and regular updates too. If you're looking for particular content, then check out the playlist. I organise all of my videos into playlists, so if you're looking for a particular topic, you can find everything here. If it's called Introduction To, it's designed to start very simply and build on that simple introduction to teach you all about it. If it's called For Beginners, then that is really aimed at people who are brand new to that part of the hobby. You can also search on YouTube for anything that you're interested in using the search function at the top. So iNav Painless 360 will find all of my videos and even the playlist around iNav. So thanks again for watching and happy flying.